Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome to Adobe Live. If we're just meeting, my name is Katrina Trijos and I am the Creative Cloud Express evangelist. I am also a creator on YouTube and a Twitch streamer on the side. And I have a very special guest, Jordan Dene. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Katrina. I am Jordan Dene. I am a community manager for Adobe Express, and then I'm also a small business owner. I run Jordan Dene and the Sartorial Geek, which has a Patreon.
Yes, I'm so excited. You are actually our first guest on the show with
I feel
me.
so special.
Here we go, big celebration. But today we have a special episode dedicated to Patreon users. So whether if you've been using Patreon for a while, just started or thinking about starting a Patreon, it's a great platform to just build your community and reward your patrons with some really awesome stuff. So for today's stream, we'll be creating a very simple like social media graphic to or that you could use to attract your audience to your Patreon page. But before we begin, Jordan, would you like to talk a little bit about Patreon for those who are, new to the platform and, and also get into how you use it as a business owner?
Yeah, Patreon is an incredible platform for creators. It's a platform for creators to give exclusive content, whether that be like behind the scenes or early access to things, or even sometimes exclusive merch to their fans. And then fans in support or in exchange can support creators financially so they can keep doing the things they're doing. So for example, musicians or podcasters or bloggers, writers, all kinds of creators can make a page to promote their work and connect with their fans. So it's a pretty incredible platform for any artist, honestly.
Nice. And I'm showing them your Patreon page as an example. So you just want to talk about kind of
Yeah.
like how you set it up, what you did, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I have a podcast and a magazine and a blog. So our Patreon is a way for us to give like behind the scenes access of interviews that are coming up or exclusive videos. We also have actual merch that you can get. So we have like a pin club. And it's really easy to set up. Honestly, the platform is really self-explanatory, especially if you are a creator, you definitely know how to do all the things. And I've made some things in Adobe Express, as you can see, that is actually one of your sticker workshops. I turned into this graphic, which I made into an embroidered patch. So you can take, things from Adobe Express and make them into real merch, which is very cool. Calendars, all kinds of things. My Patreon is very nerdy. So we have like pop culture calendars. That's our Black Friday sale. You may recognize some templates if you're a big Adobe Express user. Some of them are like straight off of the platform. So I'm really thankful for the ways that templates and different like things that I can take straight from Adobe Express, I can really easily make content for my Patreon that is, promo image that is just a photo I took with some design assets and a few icons.
Love that. And you use icons, right? Or you made
those are actually, that's a fun way if you are a pro designer to take something that you have created and like make it a lot easier. So that's an Illustrator vector file that I used my favorite duotone feature to just change the colors on.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my biggest life hack is using duotone to just change colors of things.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I love that. We have a couple people in chat. We have Sean here. Hello, Sean. We have Dorina. Hi. Welcome to the stream. So excited to have y'all hang out with us and talk all about Patreon. And for those who are watching in chat or if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments or in the chat if you have a Patreon page or if you're thinking about it, or like what are some different ways that you give back to your audience, or how you distribute merch and all that stuff, or exclusive content. I'd love to hear all of your ideas. Okay, so thank you so much for that little tidbit about Patreon. I personally don't have a Patreon, but I do have an account, but I'm excited to learn from you today, and also, just to have a little bit of fun and make this social post to help promote your Patreon page, because I just think it is just an amazing way to add value and, bring more content to your audience. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to Creative Cloud Express. So for those of you who are just tuning in and not sure like how to get here, you can get here by going to express.adobe.com. We also have a mobile app, as well as we're also on iPad, and it's totally free to get started. All you need is an Adobe account, which is totally free to make as well. So Jordan, feel free to chime in while I'm designing and stuff.
I'll say too, this is a really important part of having a Patreon page, because like anything you're doing, it doesn't promote itself. So like while setting it up is very easy, you do need to let people know that you have it. So creating a social post is a great way to let people know about your page. In chat, Anthony says he wanted to start a year ago, but has no idea how to start. I'll say that setting up a page is really easy. And something I really appreciate about Patreon is that there are no upfront costs to it. So you can just sign up and start filling in your info, and you can tweak it as much as you want.
Oh yeah, that's a plus. Yeah, there's no startup costs.
Yeah, there's no startup costs. So you can make it. And if it takes a while for the first person to find you, no big deal.
So we're kicking off this post as folks saw that we have a shared library together, Sartorial Geek. So it has a bunch of templates that Jordan gracefully put together for me, so I don't have to make something from scratch. So we're just gonna work from this template today. But yeah, I agree. Like what you said earlier about like promoting your Patreon page. I don't think anyone knows that I have a Patreon page until now. I just outed myself. I mean, not that it's completed or anything. I didn't exactly hit the publish, but it was something that I really wanted to do a couple years ago when it made sense, and I don't know, I just didn't promote it. So I think today is just great for folks who just start their page. If we inspire y'all to start today, the first thing you should do is definitely promote it on your social so that folks can support you.
Yeah. And if anyone like you started one like a year ago and didn't finish it, that's okay. Maybe today's the day you go back to it. There is no timeline. So that's great.
Okay, so I'm taking this template that you made. What is this SG Fashion Fix? Was this
this is a nerdy fashion challenge that we do every month of the year. So these are our prompts for 2022.
Love that. Okay, so I'm just going to resize it using the one-click resize. We're doing the Instagram portrait, and I really love what you did with like these design assets and stuff. So I'm just going to make it fill out the canvas a little more. I love this little gold what is this called? Smear?
Those like
smear is such
those
a weird word.
Paint swooshes are like so great.
Yes, we're gonna move this down a couple layers, and then we're going to move this here. We're kind of just gonna flip the template a bit. So when did you start your Patreon page? Like how long have you been on the platform?
It's been almost 4 years, which is wild. And I will say too, don't get discouraged if you start one and it doesn't take off right away. I think I had like 5 people supporting my Patreon for like a year until I got serious about it. So it's definitely okay if you start and it's not taking off right away. But one of the reasons was I wasn't promoting it super well. So something that I love that Patreon has is something called special offers. So you can do like the patch that we were showing off before was a special offer. So you can do like join this month and you'll get an exclusive thing. And I wasn't doing anything like that at first. So I started getting a little more serious and having like an actual content plan and making sure that I posted things that made sense on time. Doing all that really helped. Surprisingly, doing all the things that you're doing really helps.
We also forgot to mention you're a Patreon ambassador, ma'am.
Yeah. So
that's why you're on the stream today.
I love Patreon. I think it's honestly great for creators because as an artist, like it's really hard to promote yourself sometimes. And it's also really hard to ask people to give you money depending on what you do. Like that's the thing that a lot of creative folks have to get over that first hurdle of like, please pay me to do the amazing art that I do, because I do need money to live. So I think Patreon is a really great way to like get over that hurdle, because it's a platform that some people already know about, and it doesn't feel as salesy to me, because you're directly interacting with your fans too and giving them something back. Sean says, ambassadors, what are those? Yeah, we love ambassadors around here. We love all of our ambassadors for all of our companies.
Yeah, so could you explain like how you became an ambassador? And I feel like it's also a good time to point out that Creative Cloud Express also has an ambassador program as well for those who want to be more involved.
Yes, and I'm involved in both programs. So if you want to join either, please do. And you can hang out with me all the time. I think the same way as the Adobe Express program, they just put out information that they had one, and I applied. So anytime there's a company that I love, like I'm a pretty vocal person on social media, so I kind of support the companies that I care about a lot anyway. So when I saw an excuse to become an ambassador, which just basically, I talk about Patreon all the time anyway, and this gave me access to like new features and to the Patreon team, and to know what's coming up, and I can influence what comes up more than I could before, because I actually have like a direct contact, which is the same with the Adobe Express Ambassador program. You can know about stuff ahead of time and get to know special features, and also give the product team like your feedback, which I think is something that's very cool about ambassador programs. You're just sort of the cheerleaders of the product. And I truly love both of these products, and I think they work really well together, which is something that I'm very excited about.
Nice. That sounds super fun. Okay, so to catch up with the design, I started doing things while you're talking, but
yes, perfect.
Essentially I just enlarged like the design assets. I what's it called? I changed the text to say we're on Patreon. I kept the same font, but I might change it, and I'm putting something like subscribe to our Patreon for access to exclusive content, merch, and more. Is there anything else that you think would go in here? Like, is that essentially that's it, right? Exclusive content and merch.
Yeah, I think that's a great call to action on this. And yeah, you have the handle, which is great.
Important.
Super important.
Your handle. We can do a highlight.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I always forget about it, and it's such a great addition to designs.
Let's see.
I will say too, something that I look for when I'm choosing templates, and I definitely looked for when I picked this one, is, like I said, just changing the colors of things is my superpower and my like favorite hack of being able to reuse content. So I specifically chose this template because all of the different assets are really easy to just like change the color palette of. So this is obviously like blues and golds, but it could easily be lavender and green, or like pink and charcoal. So I really like choosing things that like this could just be a post that you make once a week to remind people to join your Patreon, because you do need to promote it as much as possible.
I just realized the whole thing was highlighted.
Oh yeah.
I was like, why does this font all look the same?
Perfect.
It was Poppins, right?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite fonts, if I'm being honest.
Nice.
I also really, that's like another one of my, I don't have a lot of design tricks, but one of my favorites is to pick like a font that I like that's relatively simple, so that when the title font is like stands out a lot, so that way they can go together well without having to make a lot of like intense design decisions that I'm not necessarily great at. So I pick something simple, and then I can add something a little more wild or exciting, and they don't look too crazy together.
Yeah,
that highlight
good.
looks awesome.
Yes. So for those who don't know how to use the highlight feature, if your design or your project does not have a highlight thing, there's like a little plus button that happens here. You just click it and it adds a highlight, and then from there you choose kind of like the secondary font stuff. So you can add like a shadow, outline, any effects you want. For me, I just switched the font from regular to semi-bold. And then once you have the highlight tab selected, you can just select certain words and it'll apply what you put in the highlight. And then to undo what you did, you just click on it again and then it takes off that effect. And a lot of folks don't know about it, but I think it's great because before I used to like duplicate the text, make sure it was the same font, put a different style, and then put it over the original font. So you don't have to do that anymore. You could just create a highlight and then do it this way. I just think it's so nifty, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to be like me and work harder.
Well, and like you said, you don't have to like make sure every highlighted word is the same because it does that for you, which is great.
Yes, exactly. I used to struggle with like finding the exact font size. So there is that. So now I'm just going to just adjust these design assets. Maybe I should put this up one. It's kind of hidden in the back. Kind of like that.
Yeah, and like I said, I picked this on purpose so that there are lots of like customizable options. So the design asset in the bottom left is like these cute little crosses, but that could also be like little hearts, or if you want to switch that out for something else, you can. What I love doing is taking the same like idea of the template and just tweaking a couple things that make it different, but you don't have to start from scratch, which I feel like is one of the hardest things about designing, especially like if you're a small business owner or creator on Patreon or creator for anything. Like most of us don't want to spend all of our time making posts for social media. Like we want to spend our time making the art that we love or interacting with our fans and customers on social media, but not like doing all of the behind the scenes stuff all day. So this is a nice way to like have the content you need, but not have it take up all of the time you need to be doing other stuff. I really like the shadow. You're using so many things I forget to use. Oh, it's really good to remember that they're there. Yeah.
Comes in clutch all the time.
Yeah, and I'm bringing in that color.
Yeah, and I'm thinking since this will be a post for Sartorial Geek, we need to add some geeky things to it. So like, what are some of your like favorite things? And let's play this little game of like, is there a shape for this? Is there an icon for this? So yeah, what are some things that like, what's it called, that you have on Sartorial Geek's website and stuff?
So we actually, the template that we pulled this from is our monthly like fashion challenge, and April's was Disney. So I do actually think we have some magical shapes in here, and May is Marvelous, based on the Marvel comics, which are my other favorite.
So here's Disney.
Oh my gosh, these are so freaking cute.
I love this. We'll put this icon.
I also love that these are all shapes, so you can just change the color really easily. Oh, Sean asked if we're gonna animate the text.
Oh, we could. What a good idea.
Great ideas from chat.
Could put in the things.
That's really cute.
I mean, Marvel falls under Disney, but just so y'all know, we have Marvel icons.
Oh, can we do the Captain Marvel one? The star right there. I have a Captain Marvel tattoo. I love her so much. Yes.
This one or the Phil?
Oh, wait, hold on. No, I just saw the little Deadpool at the bottom.
Do you have the little Deadpool?
Yeah, it's gotta be that.
Okay.
That's really good. That is making my day. Oh, I love
that. And I'm using your brand colors up here because you gave me access to your brand kit. If you use the brand kit, the colors show up at the top. So I love
Shout
that.
out to sharing brands. That makes it so much easier than like, I feel like what I used to do was like text someone all of the, what are they called, hex codes of all the colors, and it is so much easier to just be like, here's my whole brand, do whatever you want with it.
Right. Okay, what else?
Maybe
we could do this.
Yeah.
Separate
the first nerdy thing I ever got into when I was a kid was Pokemon. I actually have Squirtle inspired nail stickers right now.
Pokemon.
Oh,
we have Pokeballs.
Yes.
There's a little Pikachu.
Oh my gosh.
This is so cute. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we have some with the phone too.
That's excellent. For Pokemon Go. That's insane.
I played the heck out of that game when it came out.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Something I was gonna say too about when you talked about sharing brands, especially for Patreon, some people are on as single creators, which is great, but there are also a lot of like creative teams. So being able to share a brand, like I run the Sartorial Geek with my co-founder Liz Crowder, and so like I usually make a lot of the designs, but it's really nice that I can make, for example, our podcast episode template, which you may have seen in my library. I can send that to her so she can just like pop out the episode image and change the title and not have to like redesign something, or I don't have to like Dropbox her a file that she may not have the program to open. Like all of that makes it so much easier to share things that you're working on if you want the other members of your team to be able to help you design stuff. I think that's really great.
I love that. Oh shoot, I forgot we need to add a Patreon logo so that when folks are scrolling, we have the name Patreon, but I feel like I love adding logos when I mention like brands or companies, because it just makes it a bit more recognizable just from like a scanning or scrolling perspective. Like folks will see like the Patreon logo and they'll be like, oh, that's Patreon, without even reading the post quite yet. So I just dragged it from my desktop onto the canvas, so it's just uploading. The result is cool. Oh, if you don't use a drop shadow, duplicate the text layer.
Oh yeah, Sean taught us that trick in our Discord hang a couple weeks ago.
And then okay, I think my browser is stalled, so I'm gonna reload the page. So if ever that you experience like being stuck on a loading screen kind of like this, just refresh the page, because sometimes it might be stuck or something like that. But yeah, if you just refresh the page, it'll be on your way. Okay, so maybe where should I put this?
I feel like it should go where the Pikachu is.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, maybe we can like move stuff around.
We can make them
like a Patreon in the corner, and then we could do. Oh, we could put like the Disney.
Yeah, cute.
Just the Mickey Mouse and the.
We can also, if you want, we can delete like the little X. Like I don't know if that's too many design assets now. We don't need all of them. Which is a part of design. Sometimes you throw everything on your canvas and then say, okay, that's too many things. Oh, this is very cute.
Yes. Okay. Sartorial Geek something needs to happen here. Like I can't see the Sartorial.
Well, the other thing too is that this will be like on.
Oh, we could put it.
Yeah. Cool.
And then we'll make the Patreon a little smaller, something like that.
Yeah,
it's very scrapbooky and I love it.
I love collage-y feels. I wish I did more like IRL collages, but I don't, and so I think I've used Creative Cloud Express to be my little like my outlet for just wanting to make collages all day.
Okay, now the moment of truth. Color shuffle.
Wow, that looks wild.
Oh man, my favorite. My favorite. animation. I feel like it's just so easy. You can't go wrong with adding a color shuffle and then like switching up all the colors and stuff too.
Yep. Yeah. And like I said, you could very easily take this design and use it like once a week or once a month to remind people about your Patreon. So you could just shuffle the colors and switch out the icons and you have a whole new post.
Exactly. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for today's session. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you so much, Jordan, for being a guest on today's show. And we hope you learned a lot in chat or got inspired, got some tips on how to use Creative Cloud Express to create social posts to promote your Patreon. You can connect with Jordan and myself on social, and don't forget to subscribe to the Creative Cloud Express YouTube channel for more content just like this. And until then, again, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.